Hey friends, Dave Rudine here with Advanced Leadership, with just a moment to try to help advance your leadership. You know, you've probably heard the expression that experience is the best teacher. And that's a great expression. It's just wrong. Actually, a better expression is that evaluated experience is the best teacher. See, a lot of times we live in this fast-paced world where we're going at a breakneck pace, going from one thing to the other, one project to another, got a million things going. We're juggling all kinds of balls in the air, spinning all kinds of plates at the same time. And yet oftentimes what that means is we don't take the time to go below the surface. We don't take the time to really reflect and be contemplative, to be reflective, to dive a little bit deeper beneath the surface. And you think about if you've ever skipped a rock across the water, that rock, in order for it to go across the water, it has to go very fast. And that's kind of the way we live our lives, just fast, 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 fast. And as a result, we never really go down beneath the surface. But that's where the growth is. That's where the nutrients are. You know, in our passport to growth lesson this week, we talked about being contemplative in our thinking, to be reflective in our thinking. And we identified the fact that so many people, the problem is that we're just too busy. We're just too occupied with other things. We're too distracted by so many other things that we don't take the time to slow down and learn and squeeze the lessons out of life. The things that come from contemplative, there's the big $1 million word, contemplative thinking. And one of the things that we talked about in our conversation that may be true for you, as it is for many people, it came up over and over again, is that many people are not intentional about being reflective. They may be reflective on occasion, moment by moment, here and there, scattered throughout. But if you're not intentional about it, your growth is going to have a lid to it. It's going to have a limit to it. So we said it's so important for us to be intentional in our growth and intentional in our reflective thinking, so that we don't just stay at the surface level, that we don't just stay a mile wide, but just an inch deep. We want to go deep. We want to grow deeper roots in what we're doing. So there's a value in learning how to think reflectively, contemplatively. And the question though is, how do we do this? How do we get better at this? And there were some things that jumped out at me today that I wanted to share with you. Just some things for you to be reflective on a little bit. And here was number one, is that you've got to be intentional. That if you want to get better at being reflective in your thinking, that you can't just do it haphazardly. You can't just do it occasionally. There has to be some intention to it, where you're setting aside time, you're setting aside maybe even a place. And that place could be in your car, it could be on your favorite chair, or it could be on the couch, or it could be as you're walking. You have a place where you get reflective. And that time could be whatever it is for you. It might be in the morning works for you. It might be an afternoon time that works for you. It might be late at night works for you. Time doesn't matter. Have a time, have a place in order to be reflective that way. And here was the second tip that I thought was really great, is to have a teammate, have a friend, have an accountability partner, somebody that you could be reflective with. One of the people on our call today said something I had never really quite thought about. And I thought it's genius, really. And what they do is they get with other people and they meet early every couple of weeks, and they spend time being reflective together. And here's the key. They don't talk to one another. There's no agenda. Everybody's got their own reflective time. But the accountability is that they're having a time and they're having a place to do it together. I just think that's genius. Now here's the third thing. My third tip for you. If you want to get better at contemplative thinking, is to find something to focus on. Don't just have a time and a place, but when you have that time and when you have that place, and maybe even partners that you're being reflective with, what are you going to be reflective on? What are you going to think about during those times? So I would encourage you to have a list, or even to have a very short list, but maybe even one thing that you're thinking about, that you're focused on. You know, there's something about a cow when he chews his cud. You know what that means? It's just they're chewing on something over and over and over and over and over again. And I think that's part of what reflective thinking does, is you think about something over and over, and you just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. You're peeling it back one layer after another layer after another layer. Dean Graziosi said that you should practice 7 levels of thinking, where you keep asking why and why and why and why, and you go down deeper and deeper and deeper. So listen, I hope that there's something there for you to get better, to start practicing contemplative, reflective thinking, because I think if you'll do that, I think it will advance your leadership. So if anything was of value here, maybe you want to share this with somebody else, because I'm hoping to share hope with you that better is possible. I want to add value to you because you are valuable, and I want to help to grow your influence because leadership is essential. Until next time, this is Dave Rudin with Advanced Leadership, helping you to advance your leadership.